I think we all can agree that Roman Reigns versus The Rock, if it ever happened, would be one of the biggest matches in WWE history by far. But, honestly, The Rock really doesn't need to come back for this match. Now, that doesn't mean that I wouldn't love to see The Rock versus Roman Reigns. I would totally love to see that match happen. Ever since Roman's reinvention into the Tribal Chief character, a lot of people have felt like, man, this would be a big money match right here, and I totally agree. But The Rock doesn't owe this match to anybody. Like, The Rock doesn't really need to come back to wrestling at all, if we're being honest. For a long time now, I've seen a lot of wrestling fans always say, like, where's The Rock at? Why isn't The Rock coming back? The Rock doesn't care about wrestling if he's not coming back for this match. But we all should know by now The Rock is one of the biggest box office movie stars in Hollywood. And not even just the movies that he films, but you understand this man's schedule is probably so busy, it's crazy. He's probably always consistently doing something 24/7. If The Rock could just drop everything and come back to pro wrestling, I'm pretty sure he would do it, but there's so many things this man has going on throughout his life that he's just probably not able to do it. The Rock doesn't have to come back and do this match. He's already given back so much to pro wrestling. Let's not forget, over 10 years ago, he came back after leaving WWE to go pursue a Hollywood career. He came back to wrestling to create one of the biggest matches of all time against John Cena. And he didn't need to do that either. He didn't even have to come back to make that match happen. The Rock didn't have to do that. He didn't have to come back and make that big monumental match against John Cena happen, because when he left WWE in 2004 to go pursue a Hollywood career, he was already a WWE legend, a future WWE Hall of Famer. Like, he didn't need to come back and create one of the biggest matches of all time that people will remember forever. The Rock versus Roman Reigns is a big match, but the story is more appealing because of the roots and where they come from, being a part of the Samoan dynasty in pro wrestling. The Rock versus John Cena, that's a dream match right there. That was a big monumental dream match. Two guys from two different eras, the Attitude Era versus the Ruthless Aggression Era, a match that you only thought you could see in a video game. The Rock came back and made that match happen because he knew that's a once-in-a-lifetime match that people are going to remember and talk about forever. And I'm not saying The Rock versus Roman Reigns ain't a dream match. It is a dream match, but John Cena versus The Rock is just on a different level of a dream match. That's a match that people really thought you never could see. Like, you never thought it was possible that match was ever going to happen, because when The Rock really left wrestling, people really didn't know if he was ever going to come back and wrestle again. The Rock versus John Cena would have been like if we could have saw LeBron James play Michael Jordan in a one-on-one basketball game, or if we could have saw Muhammad Ali fight Mike Tyson, both in their primes. So once again, I'd totally be down to see that match happen. The Rock versus Roman Reigns, I'm in for it. But if it never happens, it doesn't mean that The Rock doesn't love wrestling or he didn't want to come back and do it. There's so many factors that play into it. He just can't say, all right, it's time to come back to wrestling now. Let's go back to wrestling. He does so many things outside of wrestling that it's not that simple. It's not that easy. Plus, The Rock doesn't really owe this match or coming back to wrestling at this point to anybody, if you ask me. He's done everything there is to do in wrestling, and he already came back and gave us something that we'll remember forever. The Rock versus John Cena. It's a match that people will talk about forever.